Warning. This program contains strong language, auditory violence, and mental nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to your uncensored home for all things Warcraft. With your hosts, Berzerker and Navox, this is Unshackled Fury. Coming in hot once again with our blades fresh with blood and our bags filled with summer loot. The Unshackled Fury podcast is here to launch off into the second half of the year with tons of Warcraft glory on the horizon. So welcome back to all of you, and this is episode 57 of the Unshackled Fury podcast, your uncensored home for all things Warcraft. I am still your host, Berzerker, and with me, as always, is the funk master to my flex. He is Navox. Welcome back again, sir.
Welcome back. Summer vacation. How was it?
Yeah. Oh, boy. We did it all, man. We did it all. You know, it's good. You have to take a break. You have to take a vacation. This is a lost art, I think, sometimes in our home country of the United States of America, that vacation is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
You have to do it. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I wasn't at work during the last month, but we weren't doing this, and we were maybe lightening up the gaming schedule and doing some other crap. But yeah, we made full use of all of this time. And how about yourself? What has kept you busy for the last month or so?
Yeah, so I had a birthday at the beginning of August, and turned 43.
Oh,
Old
no.
man Nav. Yeah. And then we've been, as much of a vacation as, off air, we, like you said, we're still going to work, still doing the raid thing. My raid team we've managed to blow through most of heroic Eternal Palace, and now we're working on, Lady Ashara and the first boss on Mythic. I think we'll get her this week. Playing a lot of alts. I've been jumping on the alt train, but I actually have also been, I've felt like I've been a little bit disengaged with WoW, and it's been this Heart of Azeroth thing. I've been having a little bit of trouble, like, just getting on board with it, and it finally clicked this past couple of weeks, and I've been doing islands every week. I've been trying to get this thing up, and when you get to 60,
it's always good to get it up.
Yeah, it's always good to get it up, but I feel a little bit more engaged now with the game after, farming the AP. I'm up to level 60 on my neck. I unlocked a couple things. I'm almost what do you call it? Exalted with Mechagon finally. I'm working on trying to close out a lot of this stuff. Like, I even just ran Mechagon for the first time last night. Like, I haven't been in Mechagon. Like, I've not done the dungeon. It was the first time last night I did it. But other than outside of WoW stuff, we actually... I think we used the recording nights and several other nights to binge through our Netflix queue.
There you go.
We binged through seasons 2 and 3 of Stranger Things. It was amazing.
Congratulations.
We blew through Glow. Like, I didn't think I was going to get into Glow. It was one of those things where we're going to turn on Glow and just let's see what this is like. And oh my God, it is one of the best shows on Netflix, and you are gonna love it for the wrestling stuff.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet, but I do know that Chavo Guerrero is like the guy who helps them do all the wrestling stuff.
Yeah, and there's also a pretty famous lady wrestler that you will recognize. I think you will appreciate it.
Is it Cyndi Lauper?
No,
Oh.
but she is mentioned in the show. It is kind of funny that they do mention that.
Well, now that you've seen Stranger Things, at least this third season, you now understand the never-ending story reference from the last episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was such a good, like, it just hits you and you're just like, oh man. And you feel bad for the kids too, because it's like that show does a really good job of taking everything you loved as a child and bringing it out. And the Doofer brothers did such a phenomenal job with that show. So if you haven't watched it, definitely check that out. Absolutely love it.
Yeah,
love everything 80s. Like I think I know we don't get a little too we try to stray from the modern events happening in this world, and I find myself seeking more and more stuff of nostalgia of late, and all the 80s stuff I'm just trying to just
it's the true sign of age.
It's just
back in the good old days.
Exactly.
We didn't have these newfangled iPhones.
I am and other than that, I'm really looking forward to the next couple of months leading up to BlizzCon, including Gamescom starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. I don't know if we're gonna see anything coming out for Blizzard. I don't think Blizzard is gonna do any announcements whatsoever.
Nope.
It'd be nice if they teased something, but I don't think they're gonna do any of that stuff. And but other than that, how about you? How's your summer vacation?
Jesus, man, I think we did it all. So the week that we did our last show, my family and I headed down to Disneyland, and we immersed ourselves in all things Disney and got to enjoy I know it's not called Star Wars Land, but got to see the new land that is Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, the Black Spire Outpost, whatever the fuck it's called. It's amazing.
That's good.
I cannot stress how fucking cool it was to go into this area and be in a completely immersive experience where everything is made up to be like you're there. The garbage cans, the panels on the wall, the doors, just random lights, just stuff everywhere. Characters and the cast members, and my son and I were getting harassed by stormtroopers, and I was drinking blue milk like 3 times a day. It was amazing.
What does blue milk taste like? What does it taste like?
So the blue milk, the version of it that they made is like this really one of a kind slushy smoothie mix that tastes like a tropical drink. Oh my God, I got the big gigantic bantha container that's like a 20-ounce version of this thing with a light in it because I'm a mark for all this kind of crap, and I was carrying it around and drinking it. It was so good. I'm sure it was like 10,000 calories, but you walk like 10 miles a day, so it's cool, and that's how that goes. But it was really great, and we love it or hate it, we love it, and we love going down there and staying at the.
We do too.
Staying at the Grand Californian down there, which is this kind of craftsman-esque style place that they have, and it's expensive as fuck. But you know what? If you only go every once in a great while, it's worth saving it up and heading down there and just having a good time. So we had a great time, and it was a lot of fun. On the sort of opposite side of that, where I was not walking around anywhere and was not worrying about schedules or doing crap, is going to my family has a cabin at a lake up in the Sierra Nevadas near Lake Tahoe, and so getting up there and just chilling out and doing jack shit.
It looked amazing with the photos you posted.
Woo, I'm telling you, sometimes you forget how nice it is to be out in nature and just hearing the water and the trees, and I mean, sometimes you forget how nurturing to the soul that can be, and you're like, man, why am I not here more often? But catching some crawdads and going out on the lake and just being in the water with my son, and just tons of fun doing that. Although, unfortunately, I did have to take a break about halfway through that and go deliver a eulogy at a funeral.
Oh no!
Which is an interesting experience. If you've never had to do it, people kind of do it different ways, but I kind of have the reputation. I mean, people that listen to the show, you may not be as surprised, but people in my family have kind of come to me as being sort of the spokesperson for the family. So whenever there's shit going down, I'm the one who ends up, getting up and saying stuff. So we had a family member, a couple generations removed from me, but somebody I knew pretty well. And so a lot of the family members didn't feel like they could get up and get through saying what they wanted to say. So I was kind of the facilitator, and I read what they wanted and added some stuff in on my own. And I have a bad habit of trying to bring some levity into those moments, so I do throw a couple of jokes in, like things that, I'm not telling like knock jokes, but you're trying to bring like a moment of levity.
Right.
And man, I'm telling you, that room, no pun intended, was dead. And I don't know. Hopefully they won't ask me back, because
I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm sorry that you had to.
Yeah, it was interesting because the guy that we were eulogizing used to terrorize me as a child. And so it's kind of like, wait a minute. This guy used to get drunk at family parties and chase me around and like threaten to beat me up. This guy's like 40 years my senior. And you want me to say nice things about him when he dies. Like, oh boy. And so I did make a statement at the top about how, you got to be careful about how you treat people in life, because you never know who's going to speak the final words over you. So that was kind of an interesting part of the trip, but we made it through, but yeah, it was good to take those breaks, further cementing my old man status as I'm slowly catching up to you. The greatest purchase that I made through all of this was this Yeti tumbler, which you can see here. I am all about this Yeti tumbler, and I know that there was a whole thing with Yeti, and these mooks were out there shooting their coolers. I mean, you pulled a rib on yourself, because that's like a $600 cooler. I don't know why you do that, but this Yeti cooler is the shit.
I know.
4 ice cubes and a 12-ounce soda fits perfectly in here, and this thing is as cold in the morning as it was when I poured it at night if I left it. It is unbelievable. This is what my life has become.
I know.
I care about this crap.
I know.
What happened? What happened?
You grow up.
When did the Yeti tumbler become the highlight of my vacation? And truth be told, it was because I got my dad one for his birthday. Because my dad is 60-something years old, and he has one, and I knew he wanted another one, so I got him another one, and it showed up at my house, and I'm looking at it for like 2 weeks before I gave it to him. I'm like, fuck, man, I really want this thing. Like, maybe I'll just tell him it got lost. Like, I don't know. And then we were up at the lake at a hardware store, and they had a whole Yeti section, and they had all these tumblers. I'm like, God damn it, I'm going to buy one. Fuck it. So now I got one, and I had to make sure mine was black. Yeah, because
there you go.
Black like my soul and all metals black. So now you're going to hear me annoyingly drinking out of this thing throughout the episode, because I have it with me.
It's all good.
Oh. What's this podcast about? Warcraft. That's right. Warcraft.
It's all about Warcraft.
All about Warcraft,
right.
Which I just finally started playing again. As I
good.
did take a break. Like I said, I did spend some time out in the world. Yes, I also played some Wolfenstein, because there is another sequel, another Wolfenstein sequel that just came out.
Oh,
Youngblood.
nice.
And you're basically playing as one of the two daughters.
Okay.
BJ Blazkowicz has kids, and you play as one of them, and you team them up with your sister, and you smash Nazis, which in this day and age, you know what? You can never have enough of that going on, so I'm cool with that.
You can never have enough of that.
Nope. Punch a Nazi.
Absolutely.
See a Nazi.
Punch a Nazi.
Punch a Nazi.
That's right.
So it's a fun game. But yeah, back playing some Warcraft. Took some time off of raiding. Back, got my Ajara kill on normal. Banging on Heroic Store. And getting through some of those fights. I almost have my flying. Almost. Probably just a couple more days of Mechagon rep left to go. And I feel no pressure about it whatsoever, and that's great. The fact that you could do it in a week, and that other people could do it in a week or a couple of days or whatever, proves that this is not a difficult chore. So I'm fine with it. I did finally open up the quest line to go get into the actual palace entrance for the raid, which is good, and you got to see the whole quest line there. And now I know why Jaina is with Lorthamar, because it didn't really make sense. If you just go into the raid and you haven't done the quest line, you're like, why are they there? Well, now I know.
Right.
I'm catching up. So, but yeah, we're now looking at sort of the second half of the year. I know we're almost, getting into September, but as far as Warcraft goes, we're looking at, Classic coming out next week, which we're going to talk about here in a bit. We've got BlizzCon coming. We've got 8.2.5 coming. We've probably got 8.3 coming. We've got a whole bunch of stuff here on the horizon. So I feel like we're like in the starting blocks, and we know there's a whole bunch of shit that's about to happen, and we're going to have to get out there. And it's going to be good. So, yeah, but it was good to take a break. Live to our credo that, you know what, if you're feeling a little burnt, step away. And if you looked at Battle.net, you saw that I was not on for at least a good couple weeks. So I'm living true to my word. And you know what? It's good because now I come back and I'm like, man, I don't want to record a podcast. I want to take this time and go bang out some Mechagon rep. All right. But I'm here. And I got to talk to you. And this is what the people demand. So this is what we do. So on that note, I understand we've got Warcraft Classic coming out pretty soon here. And in the lead up to this release, we've seen some beefing going on that I want to touch on a little bit in our raid section. So why don't we go ahead and jump into that? Let's rage. So with the pending release of Warcraft Classic coming in just a matter of days, depending on when this podcast drops, probably a week or so afterwards, there has been this kind of antagonism that I've seen, at least for a while, that has been ginned up between, I guess, what we're calling the BFA players and the Classic players.
Right.
Where it's, you want to go play your Classic, you go there and play goddamn Classic. And, you guys, you don't know what real Warcraft is. You play your BFA. Blah, 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 blah. And I get it to some extent, right? Like, there's a lot of nostalgia. We just talked about Disneyland, right? There's so much nostalgia and how you feel. It's so deep ingrained in your, like, DNA about this is what's right and this is what is good and all of these things. And I get it, man. Like, the Classic nostalgia pull is strong. It's big.
Yeah.
That's that deep stuff that's hard to fight. And it comes with a lot of emotion, and this is my jam, and all this other stuff is just pretenders to the throne. I mean, all that kind of stuff. But man, there's just been so much antagonism between these two groups where it's like, fuck you, go play this. Fuck you, go play that. And it's like, listen, guys, outside of Warcraft, nobody cares.
Yeah,
it's all
absolutely.
the same game. Shit, like if somebody said, I'm going to play Classic Destiny, and I'm going to play whatever the latest Destiny game is, it's all the same to me. I don't know. If I were to go to my dad, who has the original Yeti tumbler that I was lusting after, and say, hey, Dad, did you know that they're bringing back Warcraft Classic? He'd go, what is Warcraft?
What is Warcraft? That's right.
They don't know. People don't care. This isn't worth fighting over. We are part of the same tribe. I can't understand why there's so much antagonism. I get that there may be a personality or two that is driving some of this, but at the end of the day, man, we're all under the same roof.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely.
Then again, I know you've made some comments about this too.
Yeah, actually, it just amazes me. It's like people just gearing up and just losing their minds over wanting to jump into Classic and go quote unquote hardcore for the world first race to Ragnaros when all of that already happened. That's already all happened.
Well, now it's gonna new happen.
And now it's gonna new happen. That's right. And yeah, I definitely, we're going to talk about it, but I definitely, I was on the fence about even if I was going to play Classic or not. And when the servers came up, I definitely felt the FOMO of not getting my, character name on the Pagel server or the Whitemane server or whatever server you're rolling on. I definitely felt that. So
yeah, FOMO for the people listening at home that don't know is fear of missing out.
That's right.
In case
so, and that I guess that kind of just spoke to me with. I wanted to make sure that I had my character names on the off chance that I'm probably going to jump in and play it as much as I'm fighting against it. I'm probably going to jump in and play it because everybody else is going to be jumping in and playing it. And, you play this thing for the social aspect. And
here you were trying to banish people to Classic, and now you're just going to jump in like the rest.
I definitely want to jump in and be in general chat when people are being crazy. I want to, take part in that. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, I see what there's definitely a lot of people out there just causing all sorts of issues, and
yeah, part of this was brought to my attention because of a friend of the show and a longtime listener, Slick Rock, who made a comment. And granted, he did not include us in his tweet, which I'm very surprised and disappointed by. So I'm just gonna throw that out there, Slick.
Yeah.
But he made a comment to some other podcasts about how don't worry about knowing essentially whether or not a player is going to play Classic because they'll tell you.
Oh.
That they're going to leave the game, the current game, to go play Classic because they'll tell you. And he's right. You've seen a lot of that. It's just like, screw you guys, I'm going home. It's that kind of thing. And, listen, Classic is going to be new again, which is great.
Absolutely.
And you're going to see all of this. But at the end of the day, man, it's still Warcraft. We're still all in the same house. You might be in different rooms from time to time, but it's all the same house. So don't try to burn down your own house.
Right.
It's just
and you know what?
Crazy.
It's nice. You'll be able to log in and see how the world looked before Deathwing reshaped it. So, yeah. Look at that. A snapshot in time.
Oh, Lordy. All right. Well, we've done our public service for the day. So why don't we go ahead and jump into our news and talk about all things Classic? It's funny. Before we started recording, I was listening to a bunch of 80s, not power ballads, but like Monster Jams. Remember Monster Jams?
Monster Jams,
remember that stuff?
Heck yeah.
Is The Final Countdown the greatest song ever? Is that the world's most perfect song?
It is absolutely, and it is absolutely one of the best songs, and it just makes it even funnier because now I associate it with Arrested Development. Whenever Job comes on and does his magic, that's the song they play, and it makes it 10 times better. And
it has so many good uses.
There's a on top of that, there's also the. We were looking at some power ballad stuff. There was somebody who did I don't know if it was a YouTube channel, and they basically made fun of the November Rain music video.
Oh, that's so good. That's a classic.
But they're like, why are these people diving? Why is this guy running in from the rain that he has to tackle the wedding cake and
because the cake is in danger
before? We should leave this all in.
There's just something about that era, man. It's like the Europe was the band who did Final Countdown, right?
Yeah.
But like the White Snake, Striper, Warrant, it's the whole. It's funny because there's the Sunset Strip LA vibe, which is Guns N' Roses, Skid Row, Motley Crue, like all those guys. But then you also kind of I feel like you also have like your Tampa, Florida vibe in there too. It's like strip clubs and like being at the beach, and I don't know, maybe that's because of girls, but it's just I don't know. Anyway, this is a wild tangent. Sorry about that, folks. But I was listening to this beforehand, and I was just thinking, it's just nostalgia's a bitch. And on that note, Classic, World of Warcraft Classic is going to be released next week. And if you look at their website, it actually says August 27th. However, that's only for half of the world. For most of the English-speaking portion of the world, which from our metrics is who we're talking to, it's really the 26th, which is Monday, 3 p.m. West, 6 East. So you'll want to make sure, if you want to get it right, if you're anywhere else on the planet, there is a global release schedule that you'll want to click on the website. But we're right around the corner, man. After all the nostalgia stuff that happened, after all the promises at BlizzCon, after J. Allen Brack getting up there and saying all the crap that he said, and all of the hullabaloo that followed, World of Warcraft Classic is finally here.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable, man. Like I have to say, this is, I don't know enough about engineering or computer programming or anything. I don't know. I can hook up Bluetooth shit. That's about the extent of my ability and knowledge when it comes to this genre. But I have to imagine that for Blizzard, from everything that we've heard, this is a monumental achievement to be able to have put this together.
I really hope that at some point Blizzard, I hope Blizzard puts together a video of, I would watch a documentary, you know, those shows like on TLC, how it's made. I would watch how they actually did the technology, because that does fascinate me, because they are now, you know, they're taking stuff that sat on physical boxes, you know, back in 2004, they're putting them all on virtual machines hosted in data centers across the United States. And now it's just pushing code to it. And I would really like to know what they needed to do to update the game engine at the time so that it can run on this stuff, because you're talking about, you know, Windows XP era machines.
Dude,
and
15 years plus. I mean, if you go back to the early development, you're going 17, 18 years ago.
Yeah. So, you know, I'd be fascinated to see a background or development video of how this all happened and how they can make the magic happen.
I wonder if we'll get one at BlizzCon.
That'd be great. That would be amazing if they did that at BlizzCon.
Because I know that last year they talked about kind of the difficulty that they were facing, in the sense that there was no, it's not like they had it saved somewhere that they could just pick it up and then start working off of it. They had to cobble it together based on shit that they found, it sounds like. Just kind of in the bowels of Blizzard, and other people had stuff, and they kind of patched it all together and figured out how to make it work. But it sounded like it really was a process that was not something that you could just pull off the shelf. They really had to go in and face each challenge and come up with new solutions every time, and just kind of keep running, going from one to the next to the next to the next. And to your point, BlizzCon would be a great time, because I know that they showed a documentary before there about what was it? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know that they've shown documentaries there before, and I mean, we're all suckers for that stuff. We love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But an achievement in and of itself, going live. But here we are, Warcraft Classic, right around the bend. Blizzard has posted what they're calling a primer to get folks up to speed, and essentially what it does is describe in some detail what Warcraft Classic is, what realm types are, abilities, skills, professions, like all of these things, because, as has been pointed out by many people, the game has changed substantially since its first release iteration. Talent trees, professions, having to level up skills so you can use a one-handed weapon or a two-handed weapon or punch a thing in the face. Like, you have to learn how to do all that stuff. So it is fundamentally different on a number of levels. So they've got a pretty good rundown there. I recommend you check it out. It's on the World of Warcraft website. And in leading up to this, of course, last week we had the servers open up and we could do our name reservations. So how'd that go for you?
I was fortunate enough that nobody really wanted the name Navox, so I was able to get that on 2 servers that I was trying to get it on. It was funny because I was working from home, and I had logged in, and I was able to get through to the servers when they were all locked. Like when I'm sorry, I logged into them and they were offline. So I saw the server list. I think I saw Tally post something. Server list is up. So I clicked play to log in, and the server list was up. Then all of the servers, at one point, they all went from offline to locked. And my reaction was to double click on the server and go like right away, because I saw the server thing change and I figured they were up.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope, I did that, and it locked me out basically, and put me back to the front of the queue. So when I logged back in, it said, "Hey, look, you're 4,600 something in the queue," and then it counted down, and then I still sat there, and then it kept trying to log me into a different server automatically. Like it wouldn't let me go to the server I wanted to log into. And then at that point, it was live, and then I'm like, oh, this really sucks. I'm not able to get my name. My friend's messaging me on Google Chat. He's like, "Hey, I logged in. I got my character name." I'm like, "Save my name if you can." He's like, "Okay." So he saved my name.
Oh,
and then I was able to get in, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna delete it now." I'm like, "Okay, delete it," and then I was able to get it. And
nice.
Thanks, Mark, for that. Yeah, so it was nice. I was able to get it there and on Pagel and on White Main. So I don't like I said at the top of the show. I don't know how much of Classic I'm going to be playing on opening day. I don't necessarily think I'm going to be logging into Classic. It's probably going to be a shit show, just from the volume of people trying to log into it. Get ready for your queues. But how about you? I messaged you. You were at work.
Yeah.
You said you had somebody. I tried to get the name for you too, so I was like, "Oh no,
no, nobody can save it because that's how it goes." And listen, Berzerker is not the most original name.
I know.
Other
but
people have used this name. I am just one of many, so it's not entirely surprising that somebody else would use it. Now, on 2 of the 3 servers that I was looking to get on, I did get Berzerker spelled the right way.
Oh, good.
On Pagel, it is different because I had to add an S, so it is Berzerker. So I kind of split the difference on the classic versus the modified spelling.
Gotcha.
So if you see, because we don't talk about this a lot on the show, but you and I both are on raid teams that hail from the Convert to Raid Guild.
Right.
The show and I am not affiliated with CTR really in any way other than that. So, we tried to get on the home team server because that's where like our raid team goes and that kind of stuff. So if, I don't know if Daddy Pat wanted to pull some strings, find out who Berzerker is on Pagel and throw him out. But other than that, so if you see Berzerker on Pagel, it is not me. So don't send them your free stuff. Send it to Berzerker or Berzerker on the other PvE one. So that's enough ridiculousness. But no, I got 2 out of 3. That's not bad. I'll take it. Like yourself. Day 1, I'm gonna jump in. Day 1. I want to see the madness because it's kind of like it's an opening event. You want to be there. There's some part of it that you're like, yes, I was there. I saw it. I saw the thing. It crashed, or we were fighting over the same 3 mobs and nobody could level and it was horse shit or whatever. You want to be there to see the thing. So on day 1, Monday afternoon, I'm going to get home from work and I'm going to do the thing. Me and my boy Rommel, we're going to jump out there. We're going to do the thing. After that, how much am I going to play? I don't know. That's a good question. Part of that is going to depend on how much time I have. How much time I have other than the time I already play the current modern raid team version that I'm going to be on, let's say.
Right.
And how much time do I have to say, okay, well, I've got 30 minutes. I can do 3 quests. Yeah. Because for those that have never played, and I didn't play vanilla. I didn't play classic, what we're calling. I guess vanilla and classic are technically different. I didn't play vanilla. I came in Burning Crusade. Granted, it was probably a month after Burning Crusade launched, so I'm pretty early in there. Leveling then still took about the same amount of time. It took forever. It was a long process, man. It took me a year to level to 70. A year. And, man, I played a lot. So I don't expect that I will be running around Molten Core anytime soon on my classic server tune. But I do want to check it out because it is, like you said, it's one of the places, really, it's the only place that is technically approved to see the world as it once was. To see World of Warcraft in the pre-Cataclysm sundering state. To see it when, Bolvar was still in Stormwind, and when Varian was somewhere else, and Anduin was basically a baby child, and Nexia was still around somewhere, and the dam in Loch Modan wasn't blown up, all of that stuff, and that'll be cool to see again. And there is something about that is that nostalgia pull that I understand and I get, and I'm a total junkie for that. So I'm sure I will find my way out there. But yeah, I don't know that I'll be as rabid about it, but I will definitely get out there and play some and get out there day one. Do you think that you are going to also see the madness on the first day, or are you gonna give a little time to cool off so you actually have room to do stuff?
I'm probably going to give it a little bit of a cool off time so I can log in and actually do stuff. Because, I mean, it's going to be crazy when you're logging in, because it's not going to be like it is now, where you can go in and tag things. You know, one person tags it, that's it.
Yep.
Like, you know, that's it. So good luck trying to tag things.
That's their bore now.
Yeah, exactly.
No group tag. Nuh-uh. Oh man, there are going to be some people in for a rude awakening.
Oh yeah, big time. I can't wait for I can't wait to see the drama on the forums of ninja looting and things like that too. So that'll be fun to see.
Yeah, it's funny because now you almost get that opportunity to do a little bit of time traveling in a way where it's like, okay, now we have all of the resources that we have now, but it's the game from 15 years ago. So, because like for us, you remember like Thoughtbot. I mean,
oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It was a resource, but man, it was not the end all be all that like Wowhead and everything is now. I mean, you're not getting detailed breakdowns. It was a bunch of random comments about some stuff, and it might point you in the right direction. It was very different, and you know, there wasn't YouTube videos galore back then. Hell, I don't know, 2004, did we even have YouTube? I don't think it was around for another couple years. So it was very different. So now I can see where you're going to have like power levelers, and you know, you might have a molten core team within, you know, a relatively short period of time and people rolling and doing this stuff. But yeah, it's slow. It's slow, and for some that's what they want, but that's how it goes. Now, looking a little further into the future, we have had this project, Warcraft Classic. It's going to be out there. It's going to be in the world. As far as I know, this is how it's going to go. Like, this is going to be it. Like, they're not going to put this out for a limited time. This is here to stay.
Right.
Do you think that there is a chance that we will get more expansion-only versions of the game depending on... I guess it's kind of two questions. One, do you think we'll get them? Or two, do you think that getting them will depend on how successful Classic is?
I think it's going to depend on how successful Classic is, and the workload of this, of, you know, the population. Like, if you see the population and they're there and they're, you know, they're raiding all this stuff, and I could totally see them. I can totally see them releasing, you know, other expansions, like going to Burning Crusade eventually, and then so on and so forth. And sure, why not? You know, if people enjoy that play style, yeah, you know, that's fine. I like how the game has evolved. I'm happy with that, and I'm happy to continue to see how the game's evolving. And I'm going to spend the majority of my time in modern WoW, and you know, not delve too much into the past, but it'll be a nice tourist thing for me. And you know, it's both games support both games, so you know, the players from both you know, hey, people are going to be paying. Hey, I pay for Classic, and you know, I'm supporting the retail version. Hey, I'm paying for retail, and I also get to play Classic, so I'm supporting the Classic version.
I guess you never have to pay for another expansion again.
Yeah.
Well, save yourself $60 every couple of years, or more, depending on what you're doing. Yeah, because I was thinking about this, and for Burning Crusade, I don't know. Like, I haven't seen. Maybe there is, but I have not seen the kind of fervor for a Burning Crusade version that, you know, vanilla or classic now. that seemed to be the one where most people were like, oh man, I really want to see it in its original incarnation. I want to see it as it was, like the whole thing. I haven't seen that so much for Burning Crusade. I think I've seen more of it for Wrath, even though that may just be me wistfully hoping for the old days, and specifically getting the Battle for the Undercity questline back. That I would want to play through again, because unfortunately that doesn't exist in the game anymore. And for me, you know, if you listen to the show, if you know me, you follow me on Twitter, you see me else out in the world, Varian Wrynn was my guy. And so to be able to like go with him into Undercity and raid the thing and kill stuff, I mean, it was so amazing and fun, and I loved it. And we don't get to do that now. So it's something that I would like to do again if that's possible, and to go through, you know, that era of time. But at the same time, I'm more interested in seeing what comes next for the story for Warcraft as a whole than I am in reliving that moment, because I can watch that on YouTube, I guess, if I wanted. So if the resources, kind of to your point, if the resources are better spent working on what comes next, let's do that.
Right.
You know, if the classic team, as they are, need another project, and maybe Burning Crusade is next, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what they do. But yeah, I'll be very curious to see if there is, what's the best way to say this? If there is a sense of relief, perhaps, that this is done and now we can go on to other things, or if this now becomes a trend.
Well, 2 different development teams, so you know, hey, it's if it keeps the other development team in business and employs people to do it, then, hey, that's great. You know,
who knows?
More power to them. Who knows?
I guess we'll see. So, last thing on Classic, which again comes out, will finally be released full out into the world on the 26th or 27th of August, which is next week, depending on where you live. There will be a Classic AMA coming up on the 20th, so 2 days from when we're recording right now, so on Tuesday at 10 Pacific with the development team. They didn't give it any names specifically, I don't think. So this will be an opportunity for you to go out there on ye old Reddit and ask some questions. And maybe you could ask these questions too if we can get this up in time. So that's Classic in a nutshell. It's coming. It's the big thing right now, and I'm sure it'll live a glorious life once again, and people will be super happy, and we'll hear stories about World Firsts and Ragnaros and yada yada, and I'm sure we'll dip a toe in, but we'll probably be over here for the most part. So speaking of World Firsts, the last episode that we were on, we talked about the race for World First Ajara. As pretty much anybody could have predicted, Method dominated, and they got the World First kill once again. There was also the debate between their stream and Red Bull's stream, and they crushed Red Bull's numbers. It wasn't even close. I haven't seen any kind of final report, but I know every time I tuned in, and it didn't matter what was going on, they literally had 10 times more viewers on the Method stream than the Red Bull stream. So, as we said last time, the community will speak about it, and the community has spoken. So, when we had this going on, did you get a chance to check it out? Did you see it at all? Do you have any impressions on the World First streams that you may have seen?
You know, I watched a little bit of it. My standpoint is it's nice that they're doing the World First. But I think I'm like over the whole World First race, just because I'm more of the type of person that would rather be playing the game or watching people play a game. And it's, I'm never going to be playing at that level of what they're doing. So it doesn't really interest me all that much. But you know, I'll pop in and tune in from time to time to see what people are doing, you know, and then Blizzard eventually nerfs the last boss for everybody, and then everybody gets to down it. So it's like, you know, it's it gets a little silly. But you know, hey, I did notice that the Red Bull numbers were significantly less than watching SCO or the Method stream. You know, it was it was noticeable.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if there was an official post out there. I didn't see one if there was, but yeah, it was not close. It
wasn't.
And I think the thing for me, you talked about how your preferred viewing is a little bit different when it comes to, what you'd rather be watching or doing, and those kinds of things. I think for me, when it comes to the world first race, I'm getting bored.
Yeah.
And I'm getting bored because it's the same team every time.
Yeah. No, that's another thing. That adds to it.
And that's a credit to them and their consistency and their level of play and their ability to stay on top for so long and do all these things. And there are always going to be people who gravitate towards that and who enjoy that and encourage that and glom onto that to some degree and say, yes, like Method, go Method, and I'm going to buy your merch and all that shit. And that's fine. That's cool. If that's your thing, that's cool. But for me, I enjoy watching sports like a lot of people, right? And I think that if I were to see my professional sports team win every year, I don't know that I would complain as much, right? Because it's my team and it's domination and yada yada. And
right.
You're happy to see that. But I'm not on Method. I don't know anybody on Method. I'm not friends with any of these people. I don't know anybody. So it's just another team out there. So it's kind of like watching another team just win all the time. I imagine it's probably what it feels like to watch the Golden State Warriors win a lot. Like
or the Pats,
or the Patriots. It's like if you're not a Warriors fan or if you're not a Patriots fan, you're like, fuck these guys. Like, god damn, because that's what we say about the Patriots.
Right.
So I get that. I understand, and I'm kind of the same way here, where Method needs better competition, and I hope that there is, Limit. I know is in there, and there's some other teams that are in there, but man, they have not figured it out yet. And I don't know if it's just, it could be for a variety of reasons. And it could be everything from the training. It could be diet and nutrition. Hell, it could be better cocaine. I don't know, but there's something that they're doing.
It's not the Red Bull.
Maybe they're monster drinkers. Wouldn't it have been funny though if one of them showed up with a Red Bull drink on stream? Oh my god. Yeah, fuck you. Who knows? But just for me, they need better competition. There needs to be a team that wins, somebody else that takes that first kill. And I don't know. I know it'll happen eventually. Something will happen and it'll show. But man, that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I want to see a real race. I want to see, and not to say that they weren't trying, not to say that it wasn't close for a while, none of that. But the end result is always the same, and I need to see somebody triumph, somebody else, and then I think then you will get a real, true, honest to God race, because then there's a stake, because then somebody has lost. It's like any kind of professional fighter. You finally lose that title belt, man, that comeback is a hell of a thing to watch. And that's what we need here. So hopefully somebody will rise up in the ranks. Just like, another song I was listening to, Eye of the Tiger. That's probably where this is coming from. Fucking Eye of the Tiger.
Absolutely.
Someone will rise up from the streets and, to take out the champion. But, until then, it'll be Method and they'll be fighting over streams and, who knows what's going to happen. The one comment, I still would like to see a little bit more polish on the streams in terms of scheduling and what I'm watching and what's going on. Because I know when I turn it on, I'm like, who is this? Is this the number one team? Is this the A team, the B team, the alt team, the what team, the cook team, the badminton team?
The
what
split team.
Yeah, what is this? So a little bit more on that would be good. Switching gears, a brief Blizzard financials update, because we did talk about this earlier in the year. We haven't really touched on it too much, and this is going to be a very simplified breakdown of the recent second quarter earnings call that Activision Blizzard had. As you recall, last time they were having layoffs. There was all kinds of tumultuous shit happening. It was not good. And what we got out of that, at least from a corporate speak sense, was that, listen, it's, the house isn't on fire necessarily, but we do have some problems. we're not putting stuff out for a little while, so we're going to be kind of coasting, and you're going to see revenues go down, and we got to cut some people, even though we're going to still pay some dudes a buttload of cash. Anyway, we're going to have to kind of sail the seas here for a bit, and they're going to be rough, but eventually we'll pull out of it. Right now, we're kind of in the rough seas part because there's nothing happening. There's no releases coming. It's all, microtransactions, regular subscriptions. It's kind of what's feeding the beast right now. The stock for Blizzard, it's seen movement. It's gone up. It's gone down. It hasn't really seen a steady climb or declination in a while. It was going down pretty hard there. It seems to kind of leveled out, and it's just a lot of spikes in between. There was a rumor about the time that we took our break that somebody from Disney was talking about some buyout of Activision Blizzard. And I know that got a lot of conversation.
That was just rumor mill stuff, yeah.
Well, you did see their stock shoot up after that conversation started. And it went up to about 50 plus a share, which is about as high as it's been recently. And I don't know if that talk got killed or what happened, but it's sitting right around between $46 and $47 a share right now, which, it's not great, but it could be worse. It's been worse.
Right.
And this is the part where coasting is not the right way to say it, but up until they start releasing some big stuff, Warcraft expansions, Overwatch 2 if that's what's coming, Diablo 4 if that's what's coming, all of these things, it's going to start to go down. So I know that their revenue was down. Their expenditures, I think, were also down a little bit. So it's kind of a wait and see still, but nothing too crazy, it sounds like.
No.
For us specifically, World of Warcraft subscribers have gone up since mid-May, following the release date announcement and beta for World of Warcraft Classic, and with the Rise of Ashara update. So it's typical of our cycles, new stuff, people jump in, they consume it, then they jump out. That's kind of the feast or famine way it's been.
And with Classic, we're going to see a jump in the MAUs too, the monthly active users. So we'll see that. We'll see that spike. That's going to spike.
Yeah, definitely see that, and that'll be good. There was another quote here that I wanted to read, which is that, and this is more good news for us as Warcraft players. Across Call of Duty, Candy Crush, Warcraft, Hearthstone, Overwatch, and Diablo, we are expanding our development teams and resources so that we can accelerate the delivery of content in our pipeline, pursue new business models, broaden our communities, and delight our players, which I always like to be delighted, so that's great. Good news, still continuing to grow Warcraft. So for us specifically... we may not be the hot new thing, but damn sure we're bringing in revenue.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, I don't know at what point it becomes unprofitable, but it is still profitable. So that's good for us. So yeah, the main takeaway is that our team, the World of Warcraft team, or Warcraft as a franchise, is going to continue to grow. The company seems to be kind of at a leveling point, where hopefully this is kind of the point of stability where next year, 2020, lots of releases I think are going to be coming. They'll be heading upwards in terms of how the company is doing. And then hopefully, on the back end of this, there's been a lot of chatter about personnel, about unionizing amongst the personnel, about salaries and benefits and all these kinds of things. As the business continues to, let's say, stabilize, I really hope that Blizzard figures out a way to fix what is clearly an issue. And it's endemic of the entire industry. You hear all these stories about people that work in the gaming industry, and it sounds like a goddamn nightmare.
It really does.
And I think that Blizzard, at least from the outside, seems to do a lot for their employees, but it also seems like there are more things that could be done, particularly for contract, part-time employees, those kinds of things, which if you're making billions of dollars, you're going to get looked at with a hairy eyeball if you're not doing more. So that's kind of how that goes. Last but not least, this week, I just wanted to touch on some of the stuff that is coming down the pipeline that we are looking at with the 8.2.5 PTR going on. With the last episode that we were here, we talked about how it's kind of a mystery about what's happening next. You know, we killed Ajara, kind of. Seems like she's not really dead. She was grabbed by N'Zoth and pulled into the depths or whatever, and the chains are broken. N'Zoth is free. Old God's running wild. Black Empire coming back. Oh my God! I mean, it's just it does not look good, shall we say? But the biggest thing that I saw coming through on the PTR is we finally know where our B mounts are coming from. It's been almost 2 years.
Yeah,
that I have waited to mount the glorious B mount, and not only is it coming, it's an Alliance exclusive.
What?
Which may make this my favorite mount of all time, because I have seen that there are a couple of Horde only mounts, which, you know, okay, listen, that's okay. It can't be equally amongst all the children's. I understand. But, you know, this B mount is super glorious, and I'm very excited about it. Apparently there's a whole quest line and a bunch of other stuff, and I don't know, there's maybe some other rep involved, but I am really excited to see that, and it's the one thing that's motivating me to finish my flying, because I just want to buzz around in that sweet bastard and just, you know, cover all of Azeroth in this beautiful B-ness. So... B-ness. I said that very carefully, yes.
That's right.
Anyway, so bees are coming. Very excited about that. But one of the other interesting developments that I didn't look too much into, because it is very spoilery, is that we are going to go on a hunt for Wrathion.
Yeah.
In the sense that we need his help.
Yep.
So, I did see the updated model for Wrathion. Did you happen to see this?
I did not. No, I have not seen it.
It's pretty badass.
I'll have to go take a look.
He has grown. He is a grown man now.
Hope.
He looks like this is very Momoa-esque thing going on.
Well, I mean, it's been since Mops too, so I mean, I hope he's grown up, you know, a little bit. So
I mean, he can kind of make himself look however he wants, right?
Right. I mean, he's a dragon,
Black dragon. He kind of do what he wants, but. Yeah, so there seems to be some sort of trouble going on where now we're seeing N'Zoth, Old God influence, wreaking havoc in the events following Ajara's defeat. And whatever it is tantamount to us needing to find Wrathion to get his help or assistance or guidance or something.
There's a quest that I actually just did last night. When you get your neck to 60, you go and seek out Kalagos, and he sends you on a quest to upgrade your one of the essences. And during that quest, you get hooked back up with the Life Binder, and you realize that there's another dragon trying to corrupt her you know, her army of the red dragons. I forget what it's called.
Her flight.
But the flight, yes, yes, and so you essentially go through and you assist her, and you will eventually get this quest. It's something you will run into at some point when you get your neck to level 60. This is a quest that you'll just get put on when you go down into the Essence Hall, and it's something. You know, you'll see. So at that point, I think after a while, it'll eventually turn into needing the help of Wrathion and so on and so forth. I have not seen any of the spoilers. I've been, as much as I love spoilers, I have not been playing catch up on any of that stuff. So I'm a little out of touch with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that one a little bit because it does sound rather interesting. And I did just do the green dragonflight quest. I didn't even know that, where you go into the Emerald Dream and there's void shit going on in there, so it's
okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if we end up having a Black Empire expansion next, because it just, I don't know how we can wrap up all this Old God crap in one patch. It just,
I know.
It just seems like it's too big. It's
right.
everywhere.
It is everywhere.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Rathion's sexiness, finally team up with Anduin's longing eyes, and then the two of them can get together and have like a super baby. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Those two just need to get it over with. Anyway, looking at 8.2.5, couple things last mentioned here. That will also include our 15th anniversary stuff, which will include a little Nefarian pet and some store mounts and a Deathwing mount, which will be pretty rad. And all of that will be tied to also the limited time raid event, where there will be a Burning Crusade wing of this raid, a Wrath wing, and a Cataclysm wing, with various bosses from each one of those eras.
That's gonna be so much fun.
That's going to be cool as hell.
Yes, it is. So get your Tainted Core macro all set ready to go again for Lady Bash.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see how they're going to do this, if they just portal us from place to place, or if there's actually like I don't know.
Chromie will probably take us all over the place.
That's a damn good guess. That's a damn good guess. Yeah, I forget about Chromie. Did you ever do that whole Visions of Chromie thing?
I did. I did do the Visions of Chromie thing. I didn't finish it, but I took part in it. I did it enough times where I made enough progress on it. I just have not finished it.
I don't know that I'll ever go back.
Yeah.
It was pretty hard. Oh, Chromie. All right, well, someone's going to take us through there. But yeah, my understanding is that if you go through the raid, the Deathwing mount will await you. So pretty excited about that. Last but not least, now I've only heard legends and stories about classic Alterac Valley and the many days, perhaps weeks it took to complete a battle. But the classic version of Alterac Valley will be available during the 15th anniversary, which I assume they're going to be testing soon, or we'll see out there on the PTR. So as a vanilla player yourself, did you ever engage in these weeks-long battles of classic Alterac Valley?
The all-day Saturday Alterac Valley, yes. I've taken place in the all-day Saturday Alterac Valleys before, and it wasn't a lot of fun, but... it was what it was, and
all right.
my friend Jay would call me. He's like, "Hey, are you logging in?" I'm getting ready to log in. I'm like, "Jay, it's 7:00 in the morning." He's like, "Yep, we're going, and I need you to come in and wreck stuff with me." I was like, "Okay." So, and that's what we did from 7 in the morning till 7 at night, and then we would I think we called in for Outback. And that was it. It was like that in Outback Steakhouse.
Long before the days of pining away for Yeti tumblers. All right, well, that's all coming down the pike in 8.2.5. I'll get a chance to see that myself, and that'll be interesting. But yes, there's so much that is coming down for us on the horizon, and this is going to be a pretty exciting second half of the year. So really, really looking forward to this. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this episode. Other than this fine program, where can the good people find you on the internet, Navox?
You can find me out on Twitter and Twitch. I am at NAV_OX.
As for me, you can always find me on Twitter at Berzerker Rage and this show at Unshackled_Fury. Feel free to contact the show with your questions, comments, or otherwise at unshackledfuryshow@gmail.com. And you can find this show on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Google Play. So once again, thank you for listening. Remember to keep your swords wet and your banners high. And we'll see you next time. Farewell.